Ladies and gentlemen, and fellow advocates for change, thank you for joining me today as we embark on a crucial conversation about rethinking Europe's approach to migration. In a world where boundaries seem to dictate our feeling of security, it is important to stop and consider the way we are responding to migration. The European Union has the capacity to take the lead in developing a more human and practical strategy because of its strong economic engine and dedication to human rights. On the other hand, current circumstances cast doubt on the genuine spirit of togetherness and priorities. Now let's talk numbers. The European Union is pouring millions of euros into strengthening its position on migration. The enormous expense needs to be examined. Is the money we're spending worth it? Or is there another more economical way to deal with the complicated problem of migration? Maybe it's time to invest in sustainable solutions instead of just managing the repercussions. Think about this. Allocating money to programs that address the underlying causes of migration has the potential to transform this sector. Migration can become a choice rather than a need in an atmosphere that is fostered by diplomatic efforts, employment opportunities, and education in their countries of origin. In addition to carrying out its moral duty, the European Union invests in long-term stability by doing this. Only a small percentage of refugees worldwide are accommodated by Europe. This truth prompts consideration of our shared accountability. Rather of depending on financial agreements with underdeveloped nations to handle the problem domestically, why not cooperate internationally? Visualize a world in which countries collaborate to develop all-encompassing answers. The European Union can take the lead in promoting a more equal and inclusive approach to migration by collaborating with other nations and international organizations. It's time to abandon the ideas that this is an issue that only affects Europe and acknowledge that a shared responsibility leads to more long-lasting solutions. Has the compassion that previously drove our acts been forgotten in the search of control and security? Europe has a tradition of offering assistance during difficult times. It is depressing to witness political will fail when it is most needed. Regaining the compassion that motivated earlier humanitarian endeavors is a sign of strength, not weakness. It's an affirmation that despite difficulties, our ideals endure. The European Union have the ability to exhibit such empathy, proving to the rest of the world that a principled and human strategy is not only feasible, but also essential. Let's take a moment to consider the route we are taking as we negotiate the challenging conditions of migration. Prioritizing solutions over consequences, accepting global responsibility, and respecting human dignity are not only admirable goals, they are practical. They are practical steps toward a more human and sustainable future. The request for change is an offer to re examine the principles that define who we are, not a condemnation. The European Union has the authority to set an example and motivate people to work together to create a future where migration is seen as a shared duty rather than a catastrophe. It is time to recommit to humanity and create a future that best represents who we are. Together, let's turn the page and move towards a future where migration is seen as a chance to establish connections, enhance cultures, and create a society that embraces diversity rather than a problem to be solved. I appreciate your time, effort, and commitment to a future in which we will all work together to make a positive change a reality rather than merely a call to action. Thank you.